name is Charles J. Tan. I'm a singer-songwriter. I play a blend of folk, country, roots. I kind of played around with the whole idea of nomadic folk because ever since starting to do music, I've been traveling a lot and don't really have a home for the last few years, so it's kind of a nomadic sort of lifestyle. And I love folk music, and that's what I play, and that's what I'm very drawn to. And I guess it's kind of a no-brainer. Playing the guitar is kind of right next to folk. And I've got a soft spot for country, so you probably can hear that in my songs. I started playing music in around about late 90s. Had a band and all that. This was in Singapore, and we played different places and all that. And when I tried to get a bit more serious, studies kind of came into the picture, and I went to Melbourne for a good 12 years now. And during that time, half of that time, I started playing music and playing in cafes and open mics and all that. And it was until I started winning a competition that I kind of joined that kind of gave me the idea that maybe it's something I could do professionally. I was playing an open mic, and my friend was flipping through a magazine, and he said, "Hey, you should just join this." And I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." And it says the Storytellers singer-songwriter competition. One thing led to another. I played the heats, won that, and then I played the semi-finals, won that, and then finals I won the whole thing. After that, I started playing all over Melbourne, opening for indie bands and all that, and experiencing the indie music culture in Melbourne. But shortly after that, I realized that, okay, I'm playing so much, but I don't actually have an album or any recording out. These are road-tested material, and it's time to put it down on recording. So 2010, I decided to record the album, which became the Pelham Sessions. The reason why it was called the Pelham Sessions is because the apartment that I was living in, which is a warehouse, is on Pelham Street. And between myself and my drummer and my bassist, three of us, we kind of put the whole thing together. So when I released the album, Esplanade got in touch with me to play a series of shows at the concourse, and I thought that was a huge opportunity. At the point of time, it was like, wow, you get to play at the Esplanade, that's like the place to play. So decided to come back for several months to play and see what other opportunities. And as a result of that, I picked up 2 residencies. I played at different pubs like Tab, like Prince of Wales, and I think the buzz around the album was interesting. A lot of people got to know about the album, got to know about me, and I got to play for Earth Hour. I got to play for, I can't even remember what I played, but there was a lot of shows that I picked up. I remember those 3 months I played something like 50 to 60 shows. It was insane.
I will walk with you when you're afraid and all alone.
2 years down after the Pelham Sessions was released, I started working on my new album, which is called Maybe Somewhere North, and recorded that in Singapore, partially in Singapore and partially in Melbourne. And it was a full-length album, 12 songs, but because it's such a big undertaking and I went to a studio to do it, I needed to raise some money for it. So I did a crowdfunding campaign over 2 months. And so different people, it's kind of like a pre-order sort of thing. They pre-order the album, different packages, t-shirts and all that. So it adds up to a certain amount to help me defray my cost of recording. For me personally, a lot of the challenges were having to face my own demons. I think being an independent artist will force you to have to face up to yourself, your lack of or some of the things that you still have to learn. It forces you to have to face them, and I think that's good. You have to face them head on, because if you don't, then it all comes out in the way you deal with people, the way you deal with failure, the way you deal with success even, So I think being an indie artist, for me, I think I've had to face my own shortcomings, my own weaknesses, and I guess my pride as well, learning to face my own egos and to go, you know what? I am a very small part of the big puzzle, and I may think I'm great, but there are 10 other people who are as good or if not better than me. I think as an independent musician, you have to have a lot of courage and a lot of insanity as well, and a slight healthy level of naivety to be able to believe that what you see right now is not going to be what it is in 2, 3, 5, 10 years' time. You need to have that future mentality, that vision, I guess, to be able to see that what I am right now, I'm not there yet. I can get there. If you sum it all up, it's you have to be crazy to do it. and I think a healthy sense of humor as well, because sometimes it can get really hard, and if you can laugh about things and not take things too seriously, I think it really helps. Today is very different. If you want to be independent, you have to chart your own course. You have to think like a business. If you are a business entity, what would you do? What would you do to get your market, your product out to the market? How would you represent yourself? You got to be the CEO of your own company, and you got to take yourself out of the picture and go, okay, if I'm going to be working for my own company, am I a valuable asset to the company? So it involves a lot of lateral thinking, but you got to get really organized. Your accounts, your admin, you have to be up to date with it. And I think discipline is a very big part of it. One of the things that I had to learn was the whole idea of writing when I'm inspired. That's like saying, oh, if I feel like waking up today, I'll wake up. To me, that's the same as saying that I only write when I'm inspired. Writing, booking shows, it's you. If you don't do it, nobody does it for you. So you have to be disciplined to chart out your goals every single day, to say these are 5 things I want to accomplish today, and you go through them and you work at it. And songwriting is a discipline, I believe. I set myself a task of writing songs on a daily basis. I think as an artist, having to have a sense of accountability is very important. It forces you to hit milestones. It forces you to tick off your goals, the objectives that you set for yourself. Sometimes as creative people, we are like, oh, we don't want to have an objective because it's all about the art and all that. And it's so abstract that you never get to it. And I've spent many years in the wilderness that way, Oh, I'm going to Melbourne, I'm going to write. 5 years and I haven't written anything.
I won't be long, I won't be gone at all.
I think it's just practice makes perfect. A lot of people think that, oh, I want to be ready before I go out there to perform, We are actually very blessed in our day and age where open mics, especially in Singapore, open mics are just around the corner. There's open mics every single night. You can just go and play. Nobody will know who you are, which is great, because you can fail. And the more you practice failing, you get good at it. The problem is a lot of people are afraid. When I take my first stage performance, it has to be perfect. No such thing. You have to practice. Go practice in front of the mirror, In fact, practice in front of people. That's the most important. I think I'm like an octopus. I like to do a lot of things. I'm actually currently finishing up a book that I've written about my journey, charting my journey, some of the stories, some of the things that happened on the road. And I printed only 12 copies of it for people who were backing me as part of this crowdfunding campaign before. But I'm looking to release the book soon. So there is a book in the works.
So I haven't been the best of a friend. Been chasing my shadows, burning bridges in this old town. So how do you mend a broken heart? Can you still trust in this prodigal son of a bastard that I've become? So friend, it's almost Sunday and I haven't been on my best behavior for so long. It's always Sundays when I get nostalgic and I think of the good times. So I won't wait another year till it's too late. Won't take you for granted just because you're there. But now I think it's time. I wanna go home. Keeping up awake all night. My demons have come back to haunt me in sevenfold. So how do you mend a broken heart? Can you still trust in this prodigal son of a bastard that I've become so friend? It's almost Sunday and I haven't been on my best behavior for so long. It's always Sundays when I get nostalgic and I think of the good times. So I won't wait another year till it's too late. Won't take you for granted just because you're there. For now I think it's time. I wanna go home. Home is where the heart begins to heal. Home, will this Sunday bring me home? So friend, it's almost Sunday and I haven't been on my best behavior for so long. It's always on Sunday when I get nostalgic, think of the good times. So I won't wait another year till it's too late. Won't take you for granted just because you're there. For now I think it's time. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm coming home. It's almost Sunday. I'm coming home. It's almost